me ask you, have you ever been to a boring training class? I would suggest that you're probably going to answer yes, you have. Let me ask you another question. Have you ever conducted a boring training class? And I hope the answer to that one is no, and a resounding no. So I want to talk a little bit in this podcast about just having fun, making the training experience fun for everybody. Just a few points that we can cover that will make it a little more exciting. I found for the most part that the more fun we can have during this learning exercise, during the learning process, the more we are going to learn. For example, I'm going to suggest to you that you don't be afraid to tell a joke on yourself. Make fun of yourself. I do. Everybody else does. So I may as well join in the crowd. Make fun of me too. But I find that it gets the audience to participate much more when you can make a joke on yourself. Maybe, how you tried to perform a task and how you made a fool of yourself in the process. I mean, I've done that a time or two. People like to know that you had to learn it as well. You may be leading the training class now, but you had to learn the process as well. And to tell them about a mistake or a joke on yourself, kind of brings everybody to an even level, and then I think learning can begin to happen. You see, I also think you should use lots of props. Make sure you have lots of colored magic markers. If you've been to any of my classes, you know that I use fireman hats, and I use whistles, and I use sheriff's badges and all kinds of things to get points across. And I also make sure that we use lots of color, that I always have an easel there with lots of paper on it, and we make lots of notes. And I change the colors of the magic markers so people don't get really bored. I think sometimes when I go back and you see some of the old presentations from the olden days where they had an overhead projector with an acetate thing with black titles on them or notes on them, and we were all enamored by that. And today, you'd boo somebody off the stage if they do that. It's got to be colorful, it's got to be exciting, it's got to be changed around a lot so that people can participate. I suggest also you use a lot of exercises where they can talk amongst themselves. Always use a round table if you can, round tables so that they can sit around and talk to each other. And you give them various exercises to do, that help train them to do better at what they do. I suggest also that you offer prizes for answers. I suggest that you make up several envelopes and put in like $5 bills, $10 bills, and maybe a 20, or maybe give gift certificates to grocery stores in the neighborhood or fast food restaurants. You'll be amazed, I think, at how just spending a few dollars like that will begin to get you a lot of participation. I started doing that, and I found that as one or two of the envelopes were drawn and somebody pulled out a 20 or somebody pulled out a 5, pretty soon you have the most timid person you had giving a right answer and saying, does that qualify for a cash prize? And you have to obviously make some distinctions, just saying, is it sunny outside? And they say yes, doesn't qualify for a cash prize. But the point is that you begin to get a lot of participation from different people because, they want the excitement of going up and drawing an envelope, and they might get the big cash prize. So there's really countless ways to have an exciting learning experience, and I really suggest that you make that part of your program, to make it a training fun. Let me also say to you that when you get through with the training class that you're conducting, I found it very helpful to take a postcard, and on the right, on the one side, have them fill out their name and address, and it can be either their home or their or back to your office, but preferably I want it to be at their home. And then on the left-hand side, I asked them to complete, to answer the question, what is it that I learned that I can use in my job starting tomorrow. And how am I going to do it? How am I going to use it? And then what I do is I take those postcards back, and then 30 days or 33 days, always make up some number, 36 days, 29 days, I mail it back to them. And so that they get it at their home, and they said, I promised to do this. And it's a kind of a reminder to them that they probably ought to do that, or that they haven't done it, or they can say, I'm completely done with that. So anyway, these are just some quick ideas on how you can have a good time with serious subjects, and you can make training really fun.